inside out. Ew.
I can't do it. My fingers are so stubby.
The professor of health is in.
I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I am so happy, but mostly healthy, to have you guys back here with me again today on the podcast. Man, if you cannot tell, I'm feeling a little better. I'm feeling a little greater. Okay, that thing has finally kind of got out of my system, and I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling... These things squeak. Yeah, I'm feeling good, guys. So tune in, get ready, buckle up for sick, but, not that kind of sick, podcast, because we got a good show here today, man. Now, it is no secret, because I talked extensively about it on the last episode of the podcast, that I hate having a sickness, a cold, congestion, etc. And I am so overjoyed to be over with it. Double over, man. But yes, I was feeling so defeated, so utterly broken and destroyed after what had happened that I had decided to become a germaphobe, right? Okay, so I took the necessary steps, the precautions, although this is after the fact, so I guess these are postcautions. But yeah, what happens when you lose? What happens when you lose, guys? You plan, you build back, you fortify, you get ready for the next wave. Now, no matter how irrational the thought may be, I took a vow then and every day since, and today and every day continuing on, that I will never allow myself to get sick again, okay? Is that reality? Probably not, but I make my own reality, so I have taken the necessary steps. Look at this, okay? We got masks galore. We have gloves, all right? Now, I didn't realize this, but these aren't, it's not exactly... I should wear these all the time. They're so fun. But yeah, these are not exactly hospital gloves of any sort. These are actually for cleaning, right? These are used for toilets and sinks and other gross things, and I'm not exactly thrilled to have them on me now that I've touched everything in the booth. So yeah, maybe my necessary steps that I've taken aren't exactly the most, sickness preventative friendly and such, but if I knew how to not get sick in the first place, I wouldn't have got sick. Okay, so clearly I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. And also, we've got lights in the back here, man. So I was looking up the lights for the sickness, right? What's the colors of sickness? What's the colors of congestion? What's the colors of congestion? In the streets I stays a lot. But yeah, no, I was looking for the colors of healing of the sickness, and there was too many, man. There was freaking Alzheimer's and different cancers and a lot of sicknesses that I didn't know how to pronounce. Okay, so I just went with purple. All right, it was one. It had like the most diseases and stuff in it. So if your sickness and your ailments are not covered by the lights represented here today, I apologize. I wish I could blame someone else, but this is entirely on me. This is my fault. User error. But also, try and get your sicknesses to really align with the theme of the show next time, because we do try to, encapsulate and include everyone as much as possible. But you got to meet me halfway, baby. I look like a freaking silly, fun cartoon character, which is fitting for the shirt I'm wearing. Oh, shit, I haven't touched my shirt. Okay. Dude, I don't know where these gloves have been. I'm not too thrilled about it. I have an itch on my face that I cannot scratch, okay? But we are rolling with the punches, guys. We are rolling with it, and we will just refuse to get sick ever, man. It's hard. It's hard because it is just a natural part of life, isn't it, man? And germs are like ninjas, dude. They're good. They're good at their job. It's like freaking playing peekaboo or hide and seek with your greatest fear. Can you imagine that? No matter what your fear is, okay, whether it's heights or death or car accidents or being buried alive, imagine that your greatest fear is constantly creeping up on you a couple 2 or 3 times a year and just freaking strangling the crap out of you. That's how I feel, dude. My greatest fear is being congested again, is having a sickness, a cold, just a regular cold. And again, not even about the COVID, just a regular cold, man. So that is my greatest fear, is that these ninjas, these germs they're coming back for me, but I will stand ready. Every time these things fart, it makes my day better. And I didn't realize how much I closed my hands also while talking, that this keeps on happening. But, just bear with me, because this is going to be the podcast going forward. I'm not saying that I'll always make them fart, but, these are the gloves that I will, be wearing for the rest of my life. So what else is going on, dude? What else is happening in the world outside of sickness? Because that's over with, guys. We are moving on. I went to go watch my brother's dogs as I was feeling a little better. He said, "Yeah, can you watch these guys for the weekends?" I said, "Sure, man." And the dogs were good. Dogs were great. The only problem is, okay, so I've been trying to be back in my health game since we got, done with, previous productions and projects and such. I've been really trying to get back in the wagon. This has been a long-standing journey, but I'm in it. I'm feeling good right now. But over this weekend, I was struggling mightily, okay? And that is because, you're alone, you got nothing to do, snacks make you feel good. But I said nay, dude. I said nay, and I went out and I bought a bunch of healthy food, a bunch of freaking protein and all kinds of good stuff for me to fend, off my cravings throughout the weekend. Now, I bought all this stuff, spent about $70, $80, lugged everything back inside, and then I went to go watch the new episodes of Stranger Things and immediately went, I don't have anything good to eat. And I went back to the store, never touched any of the healthy food ever, and I just only ate crap the entire weekend, man. So how about that, man? Your freaking problems. I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I know what it is. It's an addiction, right? Everyone's got addictions. It feels a little silly when mine is junk food, It's just like people are like dealing with, I'm dealing with alcoholism or the smoking or drugs, things that are like just freaking soul crushing, that are breaking your life, that leave you in tears trying to break out of it. And mine is just like, if only I could not eat the whole pack of cookie dough. If only I could not eat this entire large pepperoni and sausage pizza I got in front of me. All I have to do is not eat all of it. If I could just take the necessary steps that I'm doing here to just not, do everything there. So it's really crazy how an addiction, just don't. Why? It's a mental thing. Which is like, I just need that. And it only lasts like 4 seconds too. So it's kind of crazy. And I don't have any other addictions, right? It's kind of silly that the worst problem that I have, it's not silly. I guess it's probably pretty good, but also still sad. That my worst addiction, my worst thing is that I freaking can't take my hand out of the jelly beans. I'm just and I have a good time and I have a great time doing it, but it's so hard to stop. So yeah, I don't know if all addictions work exactly the same. I would venture, I guess it's got to be somewhat, similar in the mental game, right? Addictions are kind of crazy when you think about them, all together, right? They're just it's really just a mental thing, right? It's not always, it's a physical, it's like my cravings, right? It's more of a mental thing. My body's not going to die if I don't eat a ton of bonbons and chocolates and Hostess cupcakes and whatnot, right? My body's going to do just fine. In fact, it will only grow. It will only get better from me not doing that. And that is the same story with all addictions, right? But it's just like, if I could only just, it's a mental thing. I don't want to get too close to my face with that. But it's everything just a mental thing, and it is silly if you boil it down, like if you had aliens that came to go look at Earth and like, well,
they got addictions. They seem to be having this problem where they keep putting the stick back in their mouth, but they're so upset about it. But for whatever reason, they keep on doing it. This kid, he's throwing a fit because he can't stop eating the cookie dough. Isn't that interesting? He's upset because he can't stop eating cookie dough. How does that happen?
People would probably be upset. In a normal world with normal logic, you'd be like, wait, I'm upset because I don't get the cookie dough. But here we are just upset because we can't stop enjoying ourselves in destructive ways. But that's what addictions are, man. They're great. They're fun. It's a problem. But yeah, I'm back in the health wagon. I'm feeling good and strong. Now my best advice, my best trick to eating healthy and to staying locked in is I need to be very structured, very scheduled. Everything has to be exactly the same every single day. And I don't allow for a lot of leeway with fun, right? I don't really try to incorporate a lot of good tasting things into my diet. I prefer it to just be as boring, as bland as possible. That way I'm never tempted to get into the deep end, right? If you don't never dip your toes into the water, then you never even have to know. You never try to venture any further because you just say, hey, I don't know what's in there. I don't know how cold it is. I don't want any part of it. So I stick to a very bland thing, and that includes a lot of Greek yogurt and a lot of cottage cheese, okay? Now, if you like those two things, good for you. I don't. I despise them. I hate them. But I eat them every single day, man. Everyone's like, well, if you just keep on eating this, eventually it's going to get... No. That's not how that works, okay? I have been eating cottage cheese and Greek yogurt for around a year and a half now, okay? I've been eating pretty healthy, pretty consistently, and it is not the case. It's far from it. I gag every single time I take a bite. And you know that little trick with like, okay, we'll put all your food into a smaller dish, that way it looks like more. No, I grab a freaking giant mixing bowl and I put my cottage cheese in there so it looks smaller. Okay, so that's the mental hurdle that I'm dealing with. I'm like, how do I overcome this? How do I get past these little addictions, these gross little hurdles that I have to get through? It is not easy, but yeah, I am back in the wagon, man. I'm a little upset that I wasted all that money on the healthy food just to pig out. But that's life, dude. I hate wasting money, but it just happens, man. I say I hate wasting money, but not that I don't hate wasting money, but I don't know, man. My whole financial thing that's going on in my brain is interesting because it's like I hate to waste money so much, dude. I love to be frugal. I don't want to waste a dime. Everything's got to be very calculated and organized, and it's got to fit right into my plan. But at the same time, I waste money all the time because I love a good deal, okay? So it's like these two conflicting things where it's like, don't spend any money. It was like, but it's like 6% off. When will that happen again? So I do this all the time, and it's been happening recently as well. So TJ Maxx just kind of opened up near our house, and you see these shirts, man, and they're like $12. And you're like, well, that's a nice shirt for $12. How could I not get it? And it says usually it's like 20, maybe even 25. I'm like, well, it's on deal. Okay, well, I gotta get it now because I can't pass up a good deal. No, I don't want to spend the money. It's the last thing I want to do. My brain, my soul, everything a part of me is like, don't. But the other side of me is like, yeah, I just get so excited because like 25, and also this thing is not on a temporary deal. It's always going to cost this much. However, my brain sees deal, and I'm a sucker for it, right? Okay, it doesn't have to be a great deal, just a good. It doesn't even have to be a good deal. It just has to be a deal. It doesn't have to be a deal. You could just tell me it's a deal. I don't know if these things are actually worth $25. Okay, it's like the things like, oh, this is a $200 value. Okay, well then sell it for $200. It's $200 to who? Who is valuing these things at such a high price, and it's always being sold less. So I just see that again. Could not be a deal at all, but I see this value. Oh, the value. Well, hot dog, it's mine. Ew, it's mine now. Yeah, so that has been a problem. I've been buying stuff from there because they always have the same freaking deals. I bought a squat rack recently. It was going to be like $250, but I saw it for $220. I was like, deal, got it. Didn't even need it immediately. Just freaking spent all that money. What else did I buy? I bought shoes. Okay, I was buying some shoes and they were like $10 off. I was like, $10? When will this ever happen again? When is the next time something's going to be $10 off? Okay, they were like $70. And so then I put them into the cart and it's like, well, actually, if you have $75 in your cart, then you get free shipping. I'm like, well, if God forbid, I gotta get free shipping. I can't waste money here. So then I buy a hat. I didn't need the shoes or the hat or the squad rack. Didn't need that. And I also bought a freaking backpack. Okay, I've been trying to get this backpack, and normally it's like $80. Okay, I see on eBay for it's buy it now for $80, but it's a bidding thing. It's like $72 at this point. Now, this is only $8 off, but I start bidding this thing. I'm going back and forth with this guy, and eventually I bid up to $78. I was like, you know what? At least I get it for $2 off. That's a deal. That's a deal, right? Okay. And then eventually the guy bid $79, and then I bid $79.50, and I just buy the backpack outright. So I have not used the backpack. I have not used the shoes. I've not really used the hat, and I haven't really used the squat rack, okay? So I haven't really been using any of the things that I purchased, but when I see a good deal, I buy it, okay? And this is the problem with me, because I hate spending money so much, so it's stupid, but It sucks, dude. It sucks to be addicted to a good deal. I'm frugal like that, but I get so happy when I see something percent off, which doesn't explain why I don't want to use coupons ever. I feel like sort of like a strength and pride. Like, I won't use the coupons. I'll pay full price. But then the next time I see anything that's online, the comfort in my own home, like it's 10% off, I'll get it right now. So yeah, it's a whole big conflicting thing with me, and I don't know what it is, but I should really figure it out before I go bankrupt. But yeah, man, I love that, and that's probably why I love the dollar store so much. I was just going to this dollar store yesterday, and I was thinking about this. And skip the details and the plots. These are some of my interesting thoughts. Real. That was a congested version of it. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place and off the walls, and that's probably because my brain is finally feeling, bouncy again, and I'm feeling great. So we're just gonna, whatever happens. Yes. Anyways, I went to the dollar store just recently, and I was walking through that, and I was thinking about how wonderful it is. And I started saying this out loud. I literally said this, like, as I was walking out of the dollar store. I said, I love the dollar store, alone, to myself. And I watched 3 other people turn and look at me, and I was like, I pulled out my phone to act like I was talking. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm leaving it right now. Dude, the dollar store is great. But I do that, and I talk to myself. But anyways, I genuinely felt that, and I had to exclaim that, publicly, because I do love it. And I was walking through it, and I was thinking about, I keep getting off track. I was just thinking about how magical the dollar store really is, right? Because you go in there with no money, and especially as a kid, this is what I was really honing in on. As a kid, the dollar store was like just the most magical in an abundance of things. Like if your mom gave you like $3 to $5, the world was your oyster, dude. You could do anything you want with this money. It was so little. It was so little money. But at the dollar store, you were somebody, okay? You walked in there like, whoa, this is $3. Remember, it's $5. Okay, my mom gave us some money. What's he gonna do with that? He goes to the freaking king. And it feels like there was a red carpet that was rolled out in front of you with a king hat and a staff, like it just felt magical. It felt like a fantasy world, and you could do anything you wanted, right? You went in there for snacks, but for some reason you'd be like going down the other aisles because it's like you had opportunity, right? I'd be walking down the cleaning aisle. I'd be looking, these dishwasher ponds look interesting. These dishwasher ponds look interesting. They look cool enough. And I'd be looking at the spatulas. I didn't know how to cook, still don't. I'm like, well, these spatulas, that's sharp. That's pretty nice. And you just be looking at stuff that you probably weren't going to buy, but just the fact that you knew that you could, that you had the money to go do this, it just opened up this whole other world, and it was exciting, man. It was thrilling. And of course, you just buy $5 of snacks, but I would look at the Swiffer Sweeper, and I'd look at the random little picture frames that said "Live, Laugh, Love" as a freaking 7-year-old. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. This is some nice craft, and this is some good artwork, and I would admire these things, and you appreciated things more. But it was exciting, dude. The world, whether you could go in there as a freaking kid, and you could buy, Jolly Ranchers, a plunger, or, a balloon. It didn't matter. You could buy anything you wanted. And it was exciting. So I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about how magical the dollar store is, and thus that good deal, everything kind of comes full. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm going to have to scrub this down. Yeah, it was, that probably explains why my brain is so deal heavy. Not that, everybody doesn't like deals. I would say you're probably hard-pressed to find somebody that doesn't like a good deal. But I'm addicted to such things, okay? Anything that is off deal, it's kind of like the dollar store. It's like, this is a 220 cents. It's a $2.20 value, but you're getting it for $1. And you're like, hot dog, I gotta get that one. I don't even know what this snack is. Don't want it. It's some sort of Spanish Mexican cuisine or something. I've never had it before. It kind of looks gross, but it's a good deal. And that's how I always have spent my money. And I didn't really acknowledge or realize that until I started talking here on the podcast as my brain begins to ramble. So I will work on that. You know what? I will work on that. And I've talked about this before, how I am a sucker for a good deal, but it is out of control. And we will try to progress further. What else is happening, dude? What else is going on? Spending money. Oh, dude, speaking of spending money, did you see the Johnny Depp got a freaking, after this whole thing with Amber Heard, right? They've had shows and documentaries and the court trials and, whatever. They've gotten all the attention. They're making money off it. Trust me, they're doing just fine. It's a little bit annoying how everywhere it has been. It's over now. But after this whole thing went over and he was kicked off Pirates of the Caribbean, Disney keeps offering him, hey, Johnny, come back. Please come back. We're sorry, we didn't mean it. Come back. We kicked you out of the Harry Potter series. We kicked you out of this. We kicked you out of Disney altogether. Please come back, Johnny. And he kept saying, no, I don't want to come back. I don't see myself going back to Disney. And this has been going on, right? Reportedly rumors going on for a week. But now, dude, and this was the segue from spending money, they offered him $301 million to return to Pirates of the Caribbean. Can you believe that? The money, right? And this is not that the news that I'm reporting is not why I'm reporting it. Because what makes it exciting to me is the fact that, one, they wrote him a letter. Okay. You write him a letter after you give him $301 million, like that's going to be the most beautiful sentiment. I guess they were also striving to say, it is the thought that counts, because they also gave him a freaking gift basket, like a fruit basket, dude. He's like, yeah, sure, this $301 million is exciting, but, the fruit spread here is magnificent. Like that was going to be the thing that won him in the proposal. Like, yeah, we're giving you all this money, but this personalized letter and the pineapple it's exquisite. Which is just a funny thought to me. He's like, 300 million, I don't know. Wait, what is that? Is that a durian? Ooh, yeah. So that was going on. And also the fact that it was 301 million, right? Like 300 wasn't enough. It was a perfectly fine thing. I just have to wonder and picture how that went, who was negotiating this deal back and forth. Like he's like, yeah, Johnny, please, okay, we're giving you the fruit basket. We're giving you the personalized letter and $300 million. What more do you want? And they're probably being stingy. Like, you do remember that my ex-wife, she pooped on my bed, right? And like, yeah, we saw. He's like, yes, she crapped in my own sheets. And then you fired me. You understand how that works? So yeah, I want another $1 million. So it's just $1 million. It was just one extra million. But in my head, it makes me laugh just to think about, because 300 million, it's already in abundance, right? You know how much stuff you could get from the dollar store with that much money. But yeah, he's just like, I need this extra million, or whoever it was really fighting for just that one more. Call it greedy, call it what you want, but they fought it and they got it, and I'm more excited about the fruit basket, and I hope there's more updates on this gift and whatever's included with it. If I was making a gift basket, dude, you know where I'd go. Sure. But anyways, I think that's everything I have to talk about for real. There we go. I was scared they lost their magic. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to talk about. I know my brain's kind of been all over the place, and we kind of just been talking and chatting and having fun. But, I hope you guys have had a beautiful time, beautiful experience. We're back, baby! Sickness is out of here! We're good, dude! I'm blowing out the mic, but I don't care because I'm excited, I'm happy, and I can't wait to take these gloves off so I can itch my nose. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a beautiful time. And I was going to say something else, but it has lost me. It's gone now, and that's okay, okay? Sometimes we just have to roll with the fact that the next segment and the little conversational piece that I had was gone. But I hope it has been funny. Hope it's been a great time. I was actually just watching something that Jay Leno, she said that sorry. That he said a joke should happen every 6 to 9 seconds if you want to have a freaking strong comedic presence, right? Whether that's corporate or on stand-up or whatever it may be. But 6 to 9 seconds, dude, and I don't know if we've accomplished that feat. I'll have to watch this back. It's kind of hard to do 6 to 9 seconds, especially if it's improvised, because I can't just go, 1, 2, 3, like I don't know. Knock, knock. Oh, no, why did the chicken cry? Oh, frig, it's so many seconds. It keeps going by. It keeps piling up. So I mean, hopefully we've accomplished somewhere near that. Maybe we go on the high end of that range. Maybe it's been 9 seconds, maybe even 10. But as long as we keep doing this, a few times a minute, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, it's been exciting. Hope it's been fun. Hope you guys have been having laughs. A good time, man. And I know we've kind of covered everything that I've talked about before with the deals and the sickness. And that is my biggest fear, man, is that I fear regurgitating jokes. Just kind of saying the same things. That's one of my biggest fears. But, my true biggest fear, my absolute biggest fear is playing hide and seek with the congestion, the devil that lives in the sinuses, man. So, again, I'm freaked out by it. We're taking the necessary postcautions, and we're going to try and stay healthy, and that goes for everybody else as well. You guys all stay healthy out there and have some fun, but you know what? We're feeling good. We're feeling happy. If you're sick, still look at the lights because they encapsulate so many other diseases, and if your sickness doesn't fall into that one, it's kind of your fault, but also mine. Can't breathe, but that's not because I got a shortness of breath because of the COVID. It's just because I'm talking a lot, and I'm wearing these disgusting things, and it smells like cleaner in the booth in my head. I feel like I'm getting high off the fuse. I gotta go. Oh,